metres out, and he goes on to a very sound win over Immediately.
At the 400, coming up to the corner, and Avadana on the inside, headed clearly by Immediately. Immediately by nearly a length now on Avadana as they straighten up. Pecala in third place. And then I Like Roses, Firefighter, Somerset Smile, and Tudor Chinwag and Blazing Sky. Pecala raced up and headed off Immediately, and Avadana, 2 lengths I Like Roses. But Pecala looking the goods. Thompson sitting down to ride this youngster right out Pecala. It's coming away from Immediately and I Like Roses. And Pecala, 2.5 Immediately and I Like Roses.
Third event was the Woodlands Handicap for the 2-year-olds. Went to Street Cafes, rated one of the best youngsters in Sydney. In fact, touted as an early favourite for the Golden Slipper. That's him in the black colours and the white cap. Handy third at the turn, and he squeezes between those 2 leaders. Sorry, he comes around the 2 leaders just after straightening and goes on to an impressive victory.
Comes at the head of the rest, Bullet Performer straightening. He's into the open on Street Cafe, but quickly McCluskey put paid to Strong Hope. Here's Street Cafe winding up on the outside and quickly overhauling McCluskey. Beatman riding hands and heels on Street Cafe. Oh, it's going home by far the better. Street Cafe about 1 3/4 lengths, McCluskey and Ericus.
Singing Our Song has mixed to form a little bit this campaign, but she certainly was well in commission yesterday, and the punter's right on target. Singing Our Song came with a very well-timed burst. Nice ride here from Sullivan. He brings Singing Our Song from midfield to score a very impressive win.
Very deep, and I Will is next, getting a bit of a tighten up as they straighten for the run of the judge. 200 out now, and Kutzbar on the outside, and Singing Our Song have swept past the early leaders, and Singing Our Song a half Kutzbar, Desolé and I Will, but Singing Our Song in front. On the outside, Kutzbar battling on as I Will, but Singing Our Song wins well.
Singing Our Song has had her share of problems this campaign, but she certainly seems to be back to her best now. Fifth event was the William Inglis Welter and All Chant, a great display of sustained speed. He breaks up the field in the middle part and goes to the post very strongly.
Starting to spread Eagle is field the favourite. Third is Bistro Star, followed by Munambi Tops, Charming Cavalier, Castletown and Conroe Star. But well into the straight at the 200, Nisbet shows the favourite, the whip, and All Chant's about 5 Bistro Star. Third on the outside, Charming Cavalier, followed by Popular and Munambi Tops, but All Chant is going to win like a short-priced favourite should. Second at the moment, Charming Cavalier. Third, Bistro Star.
Well, Thaiuette was expected to have an easy task in the Segenhoe Stud handicap following the scratching of Quiet Little Drink. Didn't work out that way. He got there just in the end from Geniality, but it took some hard cracks with the whip from Kevin Langby to get Thaiuette home.
Homeward bound, and Thaiuette and Geniality going together. Third is Bulge wide out, and a length the Dutch Courage running a good race. 2 Girl on the town. He's had to go for the whip on Thaiuette. Geniality's kicking back on the inside. A length the Bulge racing greenly. Geniality is resisting strongly. Her and Thaiuette go to the line together. Thaiuette the outside puts the nose in front and will just win.
Well, Queensland Stallion Call Report has been producing plenty of winners of late, and here's another one, Veiled Report. Heavily backed in from 5 to 2 to 2 to 1. He defeats Velvet Rocket after a great struggle from the home turn.
Of a length on Veiled Report. More than a length away. Third is Splendid Princess, followed by John Dye. Around the corner and Ducat pops the question to Veiled Report. It's out after Velvet Rocket in third place. 2 away, Splendid Princess. Veiled Report given full bore, having a battle to get away from Velvet Rocket. Velvet Rocket, Veiled Report. Veiled Report, a nose in front of Velvet Rocket, then John Dye. Veiled Report going home too well for Velvet Rocket. Clear of John Dye.
Mick Dittman's mount French Kiwi was regarded by most punters as the get-out bet for the day, or the one to put the cream on the cake. Jill Ray finally put some of her money. She opened her purse strings after not having a bet all day, spending most of it in the bar, but she had to go at this one, French Kiwi, and this is how all good things should win.
Charm just leading French Kiwi. 2 lengths away, third Calaboose, and then comes Adroit Miel and Crown and Anchor at the 200, and French Kiwi takes over from Special Charm, then Calaboose, Adroit Miel and Crown and Anchor on the inside. 100 out though, and French Kiwi in front, a length and a half Calaboose, and safely holding that horse, running on better vibes with Sunam, but an easy win to French Kiwi.
Yes, it was an easy win to French Kiwi, and another win there for Mick Dittman. Have a look now at the double and treble information from Canterbury. The double numbers 6 and 3 paid $3.30, while the treble 11, 6 and 3 paid $11.50. With the Windsor handicap for the 2-year-olds, went to base fee, very heavily backed, handy all the way, and scoots clear at the 400 metres. The favourite Gold Merchant, a little easy in the betting, and ran a shocker.
The leader drew a length and a half to Gold Merchant. It's going up and down in the 1 place. Running into second place now is our Tootsie, and Gaelic Smile running on well down the outside. But Base Fee's going to canter in. Coming home 2 or 3 of them pretty well on the outside, including Symptom, but Base Fee's won it by about 2 lengths. Either Symptom or...
Punters had to contend with another flop from an odds-on chance, Valiant Club, in the Malua handicap, which was race 2. Went to Diatric, who came with a very well-timed run to sweep to the lead about the 200 metres and go on to score handsomely. Valiant Club, after leading, was very disappointing in the straight.
And Diatric immediately swept to the lead with 200 to go from Flying Socks, and they're followed by Savitas, and further back in the field, Valiant Club. But Diatric's racing away in the concluding stages, and Diatric goes on to win it by a length and a half to Flying Socks. 5 lengths away third, Savitas.
Opponent made it 3 odds-on favourites in a row to bite the dust when he went down in the Gothic handicap. It went to Solitaire Love, who goes to the lead at the 250 metres and sets up a commanding break, not threatened over the final part.
Some ground, but racing greenly at the 200. Solitaire Love has kicked away. It's about a length and a half now in front of Bold Ted, and on the inside, Kera Jess. Opponent getting a going again from Yatestown, but Solitaire Love's going to win it easily. Scores by more than 2 lengths to Bold Ted. Going to be close for third. Opponent's got up the run.
Chatham handicap was race 4, went to Chesterfield. Finally a favourite arrives. You'll notice him in the red blinkers, and he produced a powerful finish to score from Mazorski, who refused to give in over the final 200 metres.
By Mazorski in a couple of strides. Chesterfield out wide's the danger. It's going to be Mazorski and Chesterfield. Chesterfield's doing a bit better, put his head in front. Mazorski fighting back on the inside. They're going stride for stride. Chesterfield a nose in front. Chesterfield just the leader, and Chesterfield, I think, just won it from Mazorski.
Yes, he did just get there, Chesterfield, but it was a determined effort. Race 5 was the Zonda handicap and Casual, starting at 33 to 1. He's the grey horse. It looked Richburg's long odds on to score, but Casual just too strong.
Richburg streaked to the lead. It raced 3 in front at the 200. Casual's run into second place with Miss Marcher and Kachina finishing on. Richburg Cleary's had to go for the whip. Casual's coming at it on the outside with a strong run. Casual's going home much the better, and Casual streaks to the lead near the line and wins, pulling up by about 2 lengths to Richburg. Close for third, Kachina or Miss Marcher.
It was very Casual for Casual at the finish. I think he'll score again. Race 6, the Rip-on-Lee handicap, and another flying finish here from Irish Diplomat to defeat Cindy's Peel, who looked a certainty to score, but got very tired in the last 100.
Diplomat badly needing a run, but Cindy's Peel in front of the 200s, holding them at bay. 2 lengths to Sweet Willie. It's kicked away, as a matter of fact, on the outside of them, Bandy Legs, and then Irish Diplomat. But Cindy's Peel in no danger of defeat with 100 to go, getting a bit wary near the line. Irish Diplomat is absolutely flying. It might get it. Yes, it will. Irish Diplomat, a magnificent run.
Did look like Cindy's Peel, but in the end, Irish Diplomat decisively. Race 7 was the Columnist Welter, and the Speedy War Knight made a one-act affair of this. He careered away in the middle part, and he had 7 lengths to spare at the finish.
On the outside from Beach Boy and Muffler under the whip, but War Knight's got a big enough lead to win the Warrnambool to Melbourne. He's 6 in front of the 200-metre mark from Folk Glen Garrison Bridge, and further back is Trig. Beach Boy. Muffler's doing nothing, but War Knight's going to canter in. War Knight goes to the line to win by about 8 lengths, I suppose. Beach Boy got into second placing, and he'll run second. Close for third, Power Court.
Final event went to Walk With Me. You'll notice him in the breastplate and blinkers and the colours with the black cap. And he defeats Aaliyah, who fights on very strongly. And the favourite here was Trim Trio, who finished well back.
Walk With Me cut across them rather sharply and took the lead with 200 to go. Raced right away from Aaliyah, who's struggling. Then came Bellenden, and on the outside, Charciel, followed by Trim Trio. But in the run home, and Walk With Me wins it easily by about 3 lengths. Lee battles on, will get second, just in front of Charciel, possibly.
Now for the TAB information from Sandown. The double, 5 and 1, paid $133.65. The treble numbers, 2, 5 and 1, paid $760.75. And the extra double from Sandown, 5 and 2, paid $9. It's been the wonderful efforts of the racing minister, Russ Hinds. Queensland racing has made giant strides in '83. We look set for a bumper year this year, particularly the Winter Carnival. But it was with a touch of sadness that Queenslanders, all Queenslanders, not just racing followers, learned of the death of the Gundawindi grey, Gunsynd, in April this year. He was a magnificent racehorse, but also a great character, and he captured the imagination of all the public, and this is our little package as a tribute to the Gundawindi grey. We haven't got that yet?
He was a folk hero, the Gundawindi grey. His racetrack deeds of the 60s and 70s, Cox Plate, Doncaster, Queen Elizabeth Stakes, his placing in a Melbourne Cup, they all seem greater in light of knowledge that he suffered a breathing infirmity even then. A severe recurrence of that condition, affecting the upper nasal tract, spelled the end for the 15-year-old stallion. and he passes into racing legend.
That's for certain. Now his saddle's put aside. But round our track of memories, Gunsynd will always stride. A swinging round the corner and then laying back his ears. The chant from Gunsynd with the chants of other years. Yes, we cheered him from the grandstand and we cheered him from the flat. We cheered a little beauty, a real aristocrat. He's never thrown a towel in, but a fire all the way. A horse we're really proud of, the Gunsynd Decree. Yes, a horse we're really proud of, the Gunsynd Decree.
Sad note there for the passing of Gunsynd. On to the racing highlights now, and in Queensland the Stradbroke Handicap, now known as the Elders, is always a tremendous sprint. This year it went to the New Zealander Bren Lane. What a year it was for the Kiwis, and a great ride here from the dynamic Gavin Duffy.
Axman starting a strong run. Glenside coming into it, pulled to the extreme outside. So Dandy running on gamely. Hoopla Hannah going for a run on the inside. Not enough room there at the moment. Nosy Parker getting through in the middle. Bren Lane is coming fast as well. Have a look at this. There are a stack of chances. 150 to go. Bren Lane loomed up on the outside of Nosy Parker. So Dandy. Manuan coming from the clouds. Bren Lane in front there, drawing to the line. Duffy hitting him hard, and he's got it. Bren Lane has just beaten Manuan, I think. Nosy Parker third.
Well, Gavin Duffy on top of the world there after his win on Bren Lane. He won the premiership, but his world crashed around him late in the year when he was suspended for 6 months for an alleged whip misconduct. But we look forward to the return of Gavin Duffy early in March, the first week in March, and I'm sure he's quickly going to get back into his position as the #1 rider in Queensland. The Kiwis continued their successful onslaught of Australian races when My Axman took out the Rothmans 100,000 at Doomben in July.
Nosy Parker in the centre coming into it with a good run to the extreme outside. So Dandy. You know, Patera popped the big question, and then Toy Pindari. 250 to go, and the Boulders race to the lead. Lord Sambo, he's a length and a half clear. Bren Lane with a big run on the outside, and here's My Axman winding up. Look at him come, My Axman. He's flying down the outside. He's loomed up to take the lead, and My Axman's racing away from Bren Lane and Lord Sambo, and My Axman goes on to win.
When Queenslanders think of 1983 and racing, I'm sure they'll always consider the feats of Strawberry Road foremost in their mind. What a year it was for Strawberry. He was a great 3-year-old in the autumn and the winter in Queensland, won the AJC and the QTC derbies. And the question mark was, would he come up in the spring as a 4-year-old? Well, come up he did. He made the Southern critics eat their words, and this is his most memorable performance, the Cox Plate, Mick Dittman and Strawberry Road.
Mr McGinty and Sir Dapper and Strawberry Road, they're all out and after the leaders on the corner now. It's Strawberry Road dashing to the lead from Fine Offer, then Mr McGinty beaten from Sir Dapper, but Strawberry Road, my goodness, he's a different horse today. He's going to walk in. Kiwi Slave coming from last, going to run second. Strawberry Road's won it by 4 lengths. Second, Kiwi Slave. Third, Mr McGinty.
The mighty Strawberry. And what of the aptly named New Zealand stayer Kiwi? His effort in the Melbourne Cup, rated by many as the best performance ever in a Melbourne Cup, to come from second last in the middle stages to with a resounding finish.
4 or 5 lengths. Hayai was still in third position over on the outside of Larka Cotton, a length and a half, Kia Mare. It's beautifully placed on the inside in about 5th place, and on the outside of it, Mark Vogel being hard-ridden. 3 lengths away in a strung-out field, Triumphal March. 2 and a half to Mr Jazz, 1 to Noble Comment. Then Just a Dash, a length further back, Hazard's Command, followed by No Peer. 3 lengths to Veloso and Noble Heights in that bunch of horses from English Wonder. They were followed a length and a half, Nostradamus, and then came Fountain Court, followed by Homemade, Mevron Boy, Shanu to the outside. Then Shagamar to Jour Mio, and they're followed by Kiwi, and Amaranth has broken down. As they go past the 1,000-metre mark, they're packing up, and Bianco Lady led about a length here to Hayai. Combat is weakening on the inside, and here's Kia Mare, pull to the outside by Dittman. Triumphal March commencing its run as they came down to the turn into the straight, and Mark Vogel is still there. 600 out on the corner, Mark Vogel, Hayai and Kia Mare in line, and Mr Jazz and Triumphal March make a line of nearly 5. Noble Comment behind them as they turn for home, and then Bianco Lady. No Peer to the outside, Just a Dash to Jour Mio looking for a run. Kia Mare sprinted clear. At the 300, it's a length and a half to Noble Comment and Mr Jazz the outside, then Triumphal March, Nostradamus. Kia Mare grabbed by Noble Comment and Mr Jazz. Mr Jazz, Noble Comment, Kia Mare clear. Veloso making some sort of a run, and Kiwi late. It's going to be close here. Kiwi's going to beat them all with a mighty run. Kiwi swamps them on the line.
A particularly sad note for Queenslanders, indeed the Australian racing public, was the passing of Vince Curry this year. Vince probably one of the world's greatest race callers, was adept at calling any sport. In fact, tennis, Olympic Games, they all came alike. He was a wonderful ambassador for the media, a tremendous caller, and a very sad day for all of Queensland. This is his call of the 1982 Elders Handicap.
Receiver and Mr. Magic flashing home. Grey Receiver race to the lead. Aquatorio and Mr. Magic battling home well, but Grey Receiver is sprinting away and he wins the Elders. Grey Receiver first, Mr. Magic second, Aquatorio third, Sica's goal.
One of Vince Curry's last and best calls, the 1982 Elders Handicap. We'll miss a great man, a great caller and a great friend. We'll take a break now in Sports Scene, and Pat Welch will be back with more.
Several very, very well-timed plunges, apart from one that went unstuck a little later on in the day on a thing called Earthy Salt that was sensationally back from 33 to 1 into 5 to 1, and that one did come unstuck well and truly. But let's have a look at the first of the big winners for the punters of the day. In race 1, Monastar was the winner, back from 9 to 4 into 7 to 4 favourite. The disappointment here was the classy sprinter Gypsy Circle, and an inquiry has been opened into the performance of Gypsy Circle after easing in the betting from 2s to 11 to 4.
Wasn't all that well away in his midfield as they charged towards the first turn. Fantasy Town began brilliantly and went to the lead with Fire Bridge second, Gay Burney third, but caught wide on the outside of Lyrical Kingdom. Then Monastar making ground on the rail, a length away Golden Reflection, followed by Montistello. One to exit stage right on the rail, a length and a half away Gypsy Circle, who's back fourth last with Roulade. Sagamore second last, and Julian Prince had dropped to the rear. 600 metres left to go, and Fantasy Town leads by a half over Fire Bridge. Monastar third on the rail, Montistello out very wide starting a run. 2 lengths away then came Lyrical Kingdom, followed by Gay Burney. Golden Reflection in that pack of horses. Gypsy Circle taken very wide as they turn for home, and Julian Prince to the extreme outside. They've straightened and past the 400. Fantasy Town tackled by Fire Bridge. Monastar taken 3 wides coming after them, then Lyrical Kingdom. Gypsy Circle can't win. Monastar tackled Fantasy Town at the 200 and went to the lead. Monastar drew a half length Fantasy Town, then Fire Bridge and Lyrical Kingdom. Monastar in front is starting to draw away, and Monastar's too good. Monastar wins the first, Fantasy Town second, Lyrical Kingdom third. Then
and ridden well by the visiting English jockey Paul Edery. Race 2 went to Tarlei, starting at 8 to 1. A little bit of easing here for the bookies. Solo Gay and King's Bishop seemed to have the race locked to themselves over the final stages, but Tarlei with a withering burst out wide. Just have a look at Tarlei finish, get up to win it by a head.
Solo Gay's making ground shortly after the jump with Armada, and then Gurvan Prince, Hail Cherie and B Way. Navassa ridden along out wide to be a little closer when they run to the first turn. Martina Fair drifted back to fourth last in front of Miss Manning. Lady Cognac is second last, and Nature's World had dropped to the rear. Luxury Model in front at the 1400 metre mark and leads by a half length over Solo Gay, with 1 1/4 Navassa moving to third but trapped 3 wide. King's Bishop in the centre and Tarlei enjoying the run of the race on the rail. Another 2.5 lengths away Regal State, who's racing erratically. He's got his mouth wide open and he's throwing his head in the air. Gurvan Prince is on the fence, and then 2 lengths to Hail Cherie, a break of 2 Armada. 1 to B Way, 1 to Nature's World, 1.5 Martina Fair. Lady Cognac is second last, and Miss Manning last of all as they run to the top turn. 1,000 left to go, and Luxury Model leads by 3 parts of a length over Solo Gay. Tarlei travelling well on the rail. King's Bishop in the centre, and Navassa still 3 wide. 1.5 Gurvan Prince on the inside of Regal State, still racing erratically. 1 to Nature's World starting a run. Hail Cherie's on the rail midfield, a half Armada, 1 Martina Fair. Then B-Way in front of Miss Manning, and Lady Cognac had dropped out to the rear as they run past the 600. Solo Gay took the lead, skipped away 2 lengths. Luxury Model hard ridden. King's Bishop quickly ran up to be third, then Tarlei easing off the fence from Regal State. Nature's World hooked out very wide as they turn with Hail Cherie. In the straight at the 400, Solo Gay's under the whip, tackled by King's Bishop. Gurvan Prince ran up to be third. Regal State under pressure, then Tarlei and Hail Cherie. King's Bishop and Solo Gay are fighting it out at the 200. They're clear from Gurvan Prince and Tarlei. It's King's Bishop on the outside and Solo Gay. Tarlei trying to reach them. King's Bishop and Solo Gay. It's a stride for stride struggle with Tarlei on the outside. They hit the line. It's close. Tarlei's out wide. King's Bishop in the centre. Solo Gay on the rail. Very tight between the 3 of them, and Hail Cherie flew on the outside, right down the outside rail in the last.
Only 2 horses really in the betting in race 3, and predictably they finished first and second, with the heavily backed Winged Clipper getting the money, starting at 7 to 4. Slowly away Winged Clipper, but moved up quickly to be in third during the running, and got Avsun in the final 50 metres.
Actually landed in front, is tackled for the lead by Urgency, and Record Joe going up 3 wide. Winged Clipper's now fourth, a length and a half Kinchile, and 2 lengths to the suitor who dropped out to the rear. At the 1,000, Avsun's used the inside to lead by 3 parts of a length over Urgency, with a length and a quarter to Record Joe third. Ahead away Winged Clipper making ground on the fence, and then 1 1/2 to Kinchile, and a similar margin to the suitor who's last of all as they travel down the side. With 700 metres left to go, Avsun under a good hold by a half length over Urgency. Winged Clipper's nicely placed. He's a length and a half away third on the inside of Record Joe. Then 1 to Kinchile and 1 1/4 to the suitor at the tail of the field as the 6 runners come onto the bend. 450 out, and Avsun spins around the turn, clear from Winged Clipper, who's now gone to second. Urgency quickly beaten. The suitor's making ground, then Record Joe and Kinchile out wide. Avsun's in front at the 250 metre mark. Winged Clipper ridden hands and heels trying to join him. Avsun's under the whip now, then the suitor and Kinchile. Avsun's in front. Now Island's gone for the whip on Winged Clipper at the 100. Winged Clipper coming at Avsun. He's wearing him down. Winged Clipper and Avsun. Winged Clipper put his head in front. He got up to score. Winged Clipper grabbed Avsun in the last 3 strides and won the money. Winged Clipper first, Avsun second, the suitor third. Then...
Good ride by Graham Cook in race 4 on Roipeka to get Roipeka home, starting at 6 to 1. Cafode was the 2 to 1 favourite, slowly away but made up ground quickly and led into the straight, grabbing the runaway leader Jet Along. Roipeka got it from well back, staging a great finish.
Carlingford's making ground quickly now, and Cafode's going up along the rail. Jet Along from a wide alley's ridden very hard, coming across looking for the lead. Barros got into trouble. He dropped back into midfield. Santa's Moon copped a check, and Costadella dropped out to last. Jet Along flew to the first turn, and near the 1,500 metre mark, he's raced away to be 3 in front. Double Veet settling second. A break of 3 to Carlingford on the outside of Blazing Eyes, and then Polar Mola making ground. Cafode was able to sneak off the rail. He's moving forward on the outside. A length away Little Mimi around Roipeka. Then Santa's Moon, who's travelling up 3 wide at the 1,200. 1 1/2 to Clever Me. A length and a half to Roipeka, who's followed by Barros second last, and Costadella was last of all. Minto Success is midfield. 1,000 left to go, and Jet Along's race 5 in front. He leads off that back bend, 5 lengths over Double Veet with a break of 2 1/2 to Polar Mola. Cafode's run up to be 4th on the outside. 1 to Blazing Eyes, then Carlingford giving ground. Little Mimi hooked out wide, starting a run from Santa's Moon, and Minto Success on the fence. Now Clever Me going forward in front of Roipeka third last. Costadella second last, and Barros whipped them in at the 600 metre mark. Jet Along coming back to them. Ridden along, he leads by only 2 1/2 lengths over Cafode, who's quickly ranged up into second spot approaching the turn. Then Double Veet. Little Mimi starting a long run with Clever Me. Polar Mola's dropped back, and then Roipeka and Costadella hooked to the outside as heads a turn for home. Cafode raced to the lead past the 400 metre mark. Jet Along's under the whip. Roipeka's running on strongly now with Clever Me and Costadella. Cafode in front, 200 left to go. Roipeka hard ridden the danger, inch by inches coming after Cafode. Cafode in front, but Roipeka's about to grab it. Roipeka went to Cafode, took the front, and is starting to roar away. And Roipeka coming from well back wins and wins well. Roipeka first, Cafode second, third tight. Costadella out wide, a good run.
Good effort that by Roipeka. We'll take a break. That's the first 4 in the program from Eagle Farm. Back on the other side of this. In the next 3 races, he got Own Prince home in race 5. Backed in from 7 to 2 to start 5 to 2 favourite. Moved up at the 300 metres from home. Dashed away to win with something in hand. And really nothing else in the race impressed. It was really Own Prince's race.
Young Dub coming across in front of Jickaree Homid. Own Prince is second last, and Rami Air dropped out to the tail of the field. They're bunched up, and there's not a great deal of pace on running past the 1,600. Co was left in front, but Young Dub worked around the outside with Jickaree now to take the lead. Banarkin third. They're all pulling hard. Co fourth on the rail, and Homid's travelled up to be 5th. A length away Hello Bert, 1 to Hermit Park. Then a half to Own Prince, who's third last in front of Royal Nell, and Rami Air last of all. 1,200 to go, and now Jickaree strides to the lead by 2 lengths to Young Dub. A half Banarkin third on the outside. Homid fourth. He's trapped a little wide and working forward on the outside of Co. Then Hello Bert pushing up in the centre. A length and a half to Hermit Park on the inside of Own Prince. Rami Air second last, and Royal Nell is last of all. Short of 1,000 left to run, and still there's not a great deal of pace on as they start the run to the Nudgee Road side. And Curie, the pilot here, by 2 lengths over Banarkin with a half to Young Dub on the rail. Homid fourth on the outside of Hello Bird, and then Wonder Co, who's travelling better, a half-earned Prince as they start to quicken up in front. 2 lengths to Royal Nell on the outside of Hermit Park, and Ramiere again at the tail of the field as they come to the 600-metre crossing. Banarkin almost joined Curie. Homid hard ridden only a half length away and travelling up wide, then Hello Bird. Young Dub's ridden on the rail now from Own Prince, and then Co, who was shuffled back on the rail as they came to the corner with Royal Nell hooked out wide. They've straightened at the 400-metre mark. Curie and Banarkin about to be joined by Hello Bird on the outside. Homid's under the whip, and now Own Prince is starting to join in. He's sprinting very quickly. Banarkin went to the lead at the 200, but Own Prince quickly pounced on him. Then Hello Bird and Young Dub, but Own Prince broke clear. 150 left to go. He's starting to roar away from Hello Bird, Banarkin and Royal Nell right down the outside, and Own Prince scores an easy win. Own Prince first, Royal Nell second, third maybe Hello Bird from Co, who didn't have much.
Well, that was the first of a winning double for Mike Pelling. The second leg of that winning double came in the next race. In the feature event of the day, the Tipplers Flying Handicap won brilliantly by Handsome Prince. The old stager starting at 2-1, relishing the inside barrier. There he is, just going to the lead now, but eventually settled fourth and battled on in the straight to prove far too classy.
But can't go the early pace. Neptune's Court and We Dram are making ground shortly after the start from Noble Claudius, Midnight Gun, Smiler Kyle. El Lorena second last, and Blazing Prince had dropped out to the rear. Battle Lomond looked for the lead on the first turn near the 1,000 and got it by a half length over We Dram. One to Neptune's Court on the outside of Handsome Prince, who's immediately in the box seat. He's fourth on the rail. 1.5 Stripper inside Swift Avon, and travelling up a little deep on the outside as they come down the side of the track, as one will come into view in just a moment. Bo Gidgey's drifted back along the inside of Midnight Gun. That one out wide was Noble Claudius. El Lorena third last with Smiler Kyle, and Blazing Prince last of all. 5.50 out, Battle Lomond, a length and a half. Handsome Prince, who's about to switch around the heels of the leader. 2 lengths away Stripper, then We Dram giving ground from Neptune's Court. Swift Avon lost ground on the turn from Noble Claudius, and then Midnight Gun. They've straightened, and Handsome Prince joined Battle Lomond at the 3.50. They're 2 clear of Stripper, then Swift Avon and Neptune's Court. Pelling hands and heels on Handsome Prince, drove him to the lead at the 200. He's clear from Battle Lomond. Stripper running on with Swift Avon. Handsome Prince in front. Stripper and Swift Avon are coming fast, but Handsome Prince is clinging on. He's going to win today, the old fellow, and Handsome Prince is too strong. Handsome Prince wins. Swift Avon second, Stripper third, then Bo Gidgey.
Top performance by Handsome Prince. Then we came to that sensational race 7. Earthy Salt backed in from 33-1 to 5-1. Reports that bookies were facing a payout of something like $300,000 on this horse. At Calligan got the money, led from go to woe, backed out from 6s to start eventually at 8-1. And Mike Pelling, as I mentioned, rode 2 winners previous to this, was outed for 10 days after his ride on Earthy Salt.
Very deep, and so is Kayaru Kylie. A length and a half away, Winsome Girl in front of Space Appeal, and then Rick Shale from Our Tommy, Bar of Gold, and Main Kingdom had dropped out to the rear. Calligan in front down the side at the 800, leads by a long neck over Earthy Salt with Swap Style Trap 3 wide. One away, Kayaru Kylie working up very deep on the track. Bold Chant in the centre, Cherie the Whale. 3 parts of a length away came into space, and then 1.5 Wise leader from Rick Shale making ground. Winsome Girl dropped back. Main Kingdom taken out very wide from Space Appeal, and then Our Tommy and Bar of Gold had dropped to the tail. 450 metres out, Calligan held the inside. Leads from Earthy Salt, who's hard ridden. Swap Style very deep. There's a run coming for Cherie, and then Wise leader from Bold Chant and Space Appeal as they come to the 250, where Cherie drove up to tackle Calligan. They raced away from Earthy Salt, who's beaten. Then Swap Style, Wise leader, and Main Kingdom on the outside. Calligan in front, 150 to go. Cherie trying to reach it. They're clear. Calligan and Cherie are fighting it out. Calligan's in front. He's a little too strong. He's won. Calligan beat Cherie. Wise leader probably third, just in front of Space Appeal.
Good ride in race 8 by Gavin Birra here on Carnarvon Bridge, another of the heavily backed horses at Eagle Farm yesterday, starting at 4-1 Carnarvon Bridge, and it was another all-the-way winner. Proved far too good in the run of the post. Watched the run of Mr Huggy, finished 4th, made up a lot of ground at the finish, and could be destined for higher honours, Mr Huggy.
Mr Huggy and Even Seal came out quickly. Tricateur's midfield, but caught a little wide, and then New Bliss, Hale Civet, Sovereign River. Little Lively third last with White Caps, and Bold Chapel dropped out to the rear. Carnarvon Bridge in in front at the end of 400 metres and leads by a length over Gala Night, with Methodical third a length away on the rail. Then Wonder Stains are, Wonder Living Daylights and Wonder Chief Mate. A length and a half Rantan, who's drifted back to be a touch better than midfield on the inside of Even Seal. New Bliss is making ground with Tricateur Trap 3 wide, then Wonder Mr Huggy. Sovereign River in that next group of horses from Whitecap starting a run in front of Hale Civet Little Lively, and Bold Chapel's last. 700 out, Carnarvon Bridge is doing it well. His break a length and a half over Gala Night, with Methodical third on the rail. He's travelling well. 2 lengths to Living Daylights on the inside of Stains are, and then Tricateur, who's travelling up wide on the outside of Chief Mate. A length and a half to Even Seal, and then Rantan from New Bliss, Whitecaps, Mr Huggy, Sovereign River, Little Lively, Hale Civet and Bold Chapel last as they spin the corner. 400 out, and Carnarvon Bridge leads into the straight. His break 2 lengths over Living Daylights. Then Methodical on the outside. Stains are, Chief Mate and Even Seal with Tricateur right down the outside. But Carnarvon Bridge leads at the 200. Living Daylights under pressure. Looks the danger, if any, from Chief Mate. Carnarvon Bridge in front. Living Daylights is trying to reach him. Williams riding hard on Carnarvon Bridge, and from Living Daylights and Chief Mate, and Carnarvon Bridge too good. Carnarvon Bridge wins, Living Daylights second, Chief Mate probably third from Mr Huggy.
And the punters finished the day with a flourish as well. El Jadadi backed in from 4s into 3s with Graham Cook aboard. Great battle with Sovereign Duty all the way to the post, and a deal of controversy surrounding this finish too. A lot of punters, although they were probably speaking through their pockets, thought Sovereign Duty had got the money on the post. And watch also the run of Abominable, who made up a lot of ground to be third. El Jadadi getting the money over Sovereign Duty in a fantastic finish to the last of the day at Eagle Farm.
They go to the first turn on the inside of Kayaroo Lad, and then Wonder Quarry Diamond from Tranquilita. Grand Thunder's working forward, but out 3 wide. Then Drury last, followed by Lord Huzzah, Sovereign Eulogy, and Dinny Mack had dropped to the tail of the field. Sovereign Duty in front past the 800 in the run to the 7, and leads by a length over El Jadadi, who's now gone up to be second. Fire Bay is third. Kayaroo Lad fourth, but 4 wide. Yowie Town in the centre. Tigra Tobin on the rail, and then Grand Thunder and Tranquilita starting runs. Abominable midfield from Sovereign Eulogy, and then came Lord Huzzah, Dinny Mack, Quarry Diamond and Drury Lassett dropped to the rear as heads are turned for home. Sovereign Duty in front at the 400. El Jadadi given full bore in chase now. Then Fire Bay on the outside from Tranquilita. Abominable running on, and Grand Thunder down the outside. Sovereign Duty under the whip, still in front at the 200. But El Jadadi's looming. Big danger from Abominable and Fire Bay. It's El Jadadi coming at Sovereign Duty. They're going to fight it out. Sovereign Duty on the inside and El Jadadi. Sovereign Duty and El Jadadi. They hit the line. Oh, a close one to finish the day. El Jadadi on the outside or Sovereign Duty. A flip of the coin. Abominable third. Then Lord Huzzah, a good run.
Well, that's the program from Eagle Farm yesterday. Let's have a look at the double and treble information now. The double, 1 and 2, the numbers there for a rather paltry $5.60. The treble, 2, 1 and 2, has paid $49.75. And the extra double at Eagle Farm, 7 and 6. For $20.
By more than a length on Pecala Scala, followed by Wisdom and Lunar Light, but they're all under pressure. Inside the 200, it's Glenvista. Well clear, it's going to romp in. Holding second, Pecala Scala. Jewel Ray and Lunar Light are running on from Billitus, but it's all Glenvista. And the good thing gets home. Glenvista by 2 lengths to Jewel Ray. Third was Lunar Light.
The second event, Full Alert getting the money here, starting at 12 to 1 in a driving finish. More than half the field, only about 2 lengths separating them on the post. But a good finish by Full Alert to get the money. The favourite, So Good, didn't run on. It was a little disappointing.
Zephyr being shaken up. Lost Valley 3 out and splitting them. So Good are challenging. 2 away on the rail, Spring Moss, followed by Andre Marcel. Full Alert under the whip, and so is Tuner 2 on the fence. Homeward Bound and Zephyr being tackled by So Good. Lost Valley and Andre Marcel are boxing on fairly, and Full Alert's plugging home with Spring Moss. Here's a go. Zephyr in front of So Good. Here comes Full Alert through the centre. Full Alert and So Good down the outside. Andre Marcel. Full Alert and So Good are fighting it out on the fence. Zephyr and Andre Marcel. Full Alert in front, and Full Alert's going to get the money. Yes. Full Alert by 3/4 of a length, grabbing second, Spring Moss. A nose in front of So Good.
Gutsy performance by Adelette in race 3, starting at 5 to 1. Adelette getting the money. Started well, was actually headed in the straight, but fought back to regain the lead in the straight and get the money. The favourite, Magic Contract, was well back, but got an inside run to finish second eventually.
She's gorgeous. Next is New Kestrel, Viva, Gypsy and Cool, then drop to the rear. Shiva out 3 wide, being ridden desperately is just the leader from Vane Caper. Adelette with a perfect run on the inside. They were followed out very deep on the track by a Holly's Advice. The next one was Pink Lace, Lucas side, followed by Razzle Dazzle.
Magic Contract is well back. Adelette in front on the outside. Vane Caper is keeping it working, and they were followed by Shivra Razzle Dazzle. Adelette in front. It's going for home at the 200. It's more than a length on Vane Caper. Shipra's right off the track, followed by Pickapago. Adelette in front. Magic Contract and Pickapago are both rattling home, but Adelette has ridden right out, and Adelette lands the money. Adelette by a length and a half. Magic Contract. Pickapago third from Razzle Dazzle.
Have a look at this ride by Wayne Harris in race 4 on the eventual winner Ryerson, starting at 2-1 and favourite, but Harris really had to nurse Ryerson right throughout the race and got it in a driving finish with Bijou Flight by only a long neck.
Kicking back, and so is Blazing Silks. It's Ryerson and Bijou Flight there stride for stride. Ryerson's got its head in front, and Ryerson is too good. Ryerson by a head to Bijou Flight. A length away third was either Bogan Rush or Blazing Silks. Bronze Lord.
The class performance of the day at Rosehill yesterday came in race 5. It went to All Chant, backed in from evens to start at 10-9 on, and favourite simply ran its rivals ragged here to win by 2.5 lengths in a good time of 1 minute 10.9 seconds in fairly slow conditions. And it set up a start now in the Newmarket Handicap in Melbourne for All Chant.
The Manfaloo in the centre, 2 lengths off to Red Current, and King Ripper's the tail ender as they corner. And the leader is All Chant by 3 or 4 lengths at the 400 over Jos Rafi, Charming Cavalier. Ben Cara starting to wind up on the outside. At the 300, All Chant by 3 or 4, Jos Rafi, Charming Cavalier and Ben Cara. But with 200 to run, it's still All Chant well clear. Jos Rafi, Charming Cavalier and Ben Cara are fighting out the minors, but the favourite All Chant is home. And All Chant with 50 to run is safely holding Charming Cavalier, and All Chant by 2.5, Charming Cavalier. Third was Jos Rafi.
Making it a winning treble for All Chant, as I mentioned, now set for the Newmarket Handicap in Melbourne. Race 6 went to Skydrop, backed in from 4s into 13-4. Good win by 2.5 lengths. A top effort after being severely hampered in the running by Skydrop. Carrioi Prince, the 9-4 favourite, was heavily backed by the Jack Denham supporters, but was fairly disappointing.
Twin Look, and they were followed next by Bellaho, D. Costello, Space Lab and Carperet. The leader is Strive for Gold on the outside. Carrioi Star and Skydrop are claiming it. They're clear of Twin Look, followed by Bellaho. Skydrop went to the lead from Strive for Gold. Carrioi Prince and Twin Look inside the 200. It's all Skydrop. It's nicely clear. Twin Look and Bellaho are fighting out the minors with Carrioi Star, but Skydrop's going to win and win easily. He's down. Skydrop by 2 lengths to Bellaho. Twin Look ran third.
TJ Smith confirmed AJC Derby plans for the winner of race 7, Alibhai, with Mick Dittman aboard, starting at 5-4 favourite. Won by 2.25 lengths, travelled wide for most of the event, so it was a pretty good win by Alibhai. $50,000 as a yearling. This horse has had 7 runs for 3 wins.
From Lady Capulet, Anna's Nam Sunam, and the tail ender now as they swing down the side of the track is Lingalonga. Short of 600 left to run. Set him up, Joe's gone. Sunita went to the lead, tackled by Market Town. 2 lengths away, Whiskey Dancer working into it. Coach Cheetah's dropping off. Alibhai 5 and 6 deep is coming in a hurry. Charles Heidsieger's tracking it forward as Coach Cheetah dropped back in a hurry. Anna's Nam was next from Lingalonga into the straight. Whiskey Dancer moved up and grabbed Market Town and Sunita. Miller's Forest the inside. Alibhai is claiming them a hurry on the outer. Alibhai going better than them all at the 200. Swept to the lead. Charles Heidsieger and Jogger are battling on well on the outside. The leader is Alibhai. Jogger is starting to wear it down, followed by Charles Heidsieger. In front is Alibhai from Jogger. A great go for the minors. Lingalonga running on with Anna's Nam, but in front is Alibhai, and Alibhai is too good. Alibhai wins the money from Jogger. Third in the event, Lingalonga.
Well, as in Brisbane, there was another huge plunge that went astray in Sydney yesterday. It came in the last event, race 8. The money went to Curie, starting at 6-1, went out from 9-2, but all the money went on Fossiger, starting at backed in from 8s into 2-1. Fossiger set up a big lead in the straight, but was run down and finished well back in the field. Curie getting the money, ridden by young Craig Hieronymus, and setting up the second leg of a winning double for the Brian Mayfield Smith stable. They won the first event with Glenvista.
Next in the run on the outside was Well Travelled, starting to come home fairly. Immediately was back on the inside of Ripping Yarns and Mondo Rock from in the bag. Homeward bound at the 400, and Fossiger's got a long lead. It's out by 6 lengths on Cast a Glance on the outside. Well Travelled is starting to run home well. The leader could be getting stuck in the mud at the 200. Fossiger by 3 lengths. Curie and also on the outside. Well Travelled running to it. Fossiger's gone. Curie raced to the lead. Well Travelled is grabbing it. Down the outsiders in the bag. Curie in front at the 100. Well travelled and flying home in the bag, but Curie with 50 to run in front, and Curie will win the last. Curie gets in by a length and a half on the poster. Well travelled in the bag, ran third.
That's the 8-race program from Rose Hill yesterday. Let's have a look at the double and treble information from down there. It's the double 8 and 9, the off-course favourites as well, only paid $2.30. The treble 7, 8 and 9 was paid a rather dismal $8.90, so not much. 2 all Sica starting at 6 to 4, drifted to 2 slightly in the betting. It dwelt slightly at the start but quickly regathered speed to grab the lead and was simply too good for them in the run to the post. Won easily by 2 1/4 lengths at the death.
And the boy tried to switch to the inside but got cut off again, and into the straight all Sica, a length and a half Royal Rondo, a couple to Mighty Spirit, Lemon Bitter out wide, Maldive Lad and Cardi Star. Coming to the 200, Royal Rondo's trying to make a race of this with All Sica a length in front. Royal Rondo's under the whip, and they're followed by Mighty Spirit and Lemon Bitter. All Sica hanging onto the lead with 100 metres to go, and it's going to be too powerful for Royal Rondo. And All Sica goes on to win a length and a half to Royal Rondo. Great battle for third. Lemon Bitter grabbed third, a nose in front of Mighty Spirit. Then Meldon.
A couple of the favourites a little unlucky at Sandown yesterday. One of them, Spirit of Kingston, in the second race. Silkirim got the money from 3s out to 7 to 2. But Spirit of Kingston really made up a lot of ground over the last 200 metres to finish a very, very close second. Spirit of Kingston, the 6 to 4 favourite.
Run right off the track, Silkirim, and Honest Princess got through to take the lead from Neonate and Imperative. Silkirim out under the judges' box. They were followed by Nordic Rose. Spirit of Kingston is well back at this stage, starting to run on reasonably well. Silkirim out wide, might be still in front at the 200. It is. Silkirim the leader from Imperative, and they're followed then by Honest Princess and Spirit of Kingston. But Silkirim in front, and it's coming away near the line. Spirit of Kingston starting to run on. Silkirim is stopping a little bit near the post, but will win. And Silkirim won at about a half neck to Spirit of Kingston, some sort of a run. They were followed, third placing has probably gone to Star Tris just in front of a pair.
It was too, but take nothing away from Silkirim, who, as you saw on that replay, ran very, very wide on the turn. In race 3, the winner here, Dainty Decree, starting at 20 to 1. One for the bookies at last. Beat Presupposed by 3/4 of a length, but another unlucky favourite in this one, Lemon Princess. And you'll see in the replay really storming home when the race was all over, was frustrated for runs at several times in the straight. Lemon Princess finished third, but probably should have won the race.
In the straight now, and Dainty Decree swept to the lead very quickly from Quiet Conversation. Twilight misses out after it. Presuppose wider out. He's running into all sorts of trouble on Lemon Princess, and Dainty Decree got about 3 or 4 lengths in front of the 200 from Presuppose and Twilight Miss, followed by Kalitza and Lemon Princess starting to run on fairly from Sin Louis. But Dainty Decree a mile in front, and it's going to walk in. Dainty Decree goes down to the line to win by about 3/4 of a length to Presuppose. Lemon Princess flashed up in third position, and it's followed then.
As you can see, they're a little unlucky. Lemon Princess going on to race 4 now and used the space. The winner here, starting at 4 to 1, came from the leading division around 500 metres from home in a dash to the post, and really she was the fittest when the judge was finally reached. Used the space. And they'll be set for the Australasian Oaks at Morfettville.
Coming to the outside of them, and they were followed by Spring Delight and Mendip Miss. In the straight, 400 to go now, and the leader on the inside is Greenwich Pike, tackled by Clahessi, and used the space, coming at them under the whip. Lingua Franca next, Nisha Marie's under the whip, battling on. Greenwich Pike kicked away again. Now used the space, Heffernan get to work on it, quickly went to the lead, and used the space, took the lead from Greenwich Pike. The others are struggling, and used the space, starting to draw away in the run home. Will go on and score by about 3/4 of a length to Greenwich Pike. Good battle for third. Secret Bouquet got up along the fence and probably just got third from Nisha Marie. Then
good ride in race 5 by Robert Heffernan as well on Shari Ruler, starting at 10 to 1, beat Dew Kissed by a head. Heffernan really had to work over the final stages to get Shari Ruler home. A top ride by him. Nickel Gem, the 7 to 4 favourite, finished a very disappointing 12th.
On the track. Northern Nymph on the inside, and Green Talk out wide on the track now with Frequent Nip, and they were followed by Gilded and Shari Ruler from Carabel. Northern Nymph got the rails runner. Cell Talk left the fence. Cell Talk led. Northern Nymph tackling it from Carabel. Nickel Gem on the outside, and they're followed by Frequent Nip, and then came at the head of the other Shari Ruler running on, and Telmantic looking for a runs full of running. Northern Nymph just in front of Cell Talk. Here's Shari Ruler grabbing them. Telmantic got badly checked, so did Green Talk. It's Shari Ruler getting to Northern Nymph, and Mildara flying home when it's all over, and Shari Ruler just in front. Dew Kiss finished on the inside to get second. Third placing maybe Northern Nymph from the fast finishing Mildara.
Magnificent performance by Evita in race 6, backed in from 9 to 4 to 7 to 4 after easing slightly in the betting, so it was back to the exclusion basically of all others late in the piece. Evita winning by 4 lengths, estimated this horse to be 3 months in foal at this stage. Will only have one more start, that of the $50,000 William Reid Stakes at the end of this month. Great performance by Evita with H. White aboard.
Advert made the turn very wide as it tried to make ground with Sweet and Fast, but Heavenly Time clear at the 300 by 2.5 lengths to Sabu. Evita getting through in the centre. Ranger's Sun coming from last, and then Joy's Mantle. Advert not in the race. Evita swept to the lead at the 200, and the Mum raced 2 lengths in front of Heavenly Time, followed by Supreme Spring, but it's going to win by a big margin. Evita wins by 3 or 4 lengths to Heavenly Time. Supreme Spring third, fourth Politico. They were followed then by Aquatorial.
In the next race, Sobriquet backed in from 7s into 9 to 2, so plenty of money going on Sobriquet, but it gave its supporters quite a deal of heart flutter in the straight. Family Saga gave a ton of cheek and seemed to have the race won. Sobriquet got up in the dying strides to win by a long neck over Make Me Famous.
On the turn, Family Saga, a length and a half, Bandy Legs as they straighten. Make Me Famous lost ground third. They've kicked away about 4 lengths in front of Liberty Prince, who's struggling. Then Corinda Signet and Irish Diplomat, but Family Saga's going strongly at the 300. He's more than 2 lengths in front. In second place is Bandy Legs, followed by Make Me Famous, and then Sobriquet starting to run on. Leader Family Saga getting tired. Sobriquet is going to be the danger, is wearing him down quickly. Family Saga grabbed by Sobriquet near the line, and Sobriquet is going to score. Sobriquet first, very close for the minors. Make Me Famous second, and there's nothing in it. Family Saga, the rails, and Bandy Legs with Irish Diplomat.
Fairly easy win in race 8, the second last of the day down there at Sandown to New Act. Eased a little bit in the betting from 4s to 6s, but eventually beat Noble Falcon by 2 1/4 lengths. New Act was poised right behind the leaders throughout most of the race and was simply too good from about the 250-metre mark to the run to the judge.
New Act looking at danger coming up on the outside now. They're followed by So Easy Beaten, and next is Flying Socks off the fence, and they were followed by Trim Trio further back in the field, and now Noble Falcon running on. Ben's Magic stopping quickly at the 300. New Act has grabbed it in a stride, and New Act dashed away, looked all over a winner from Ben's Magic. Noble Falcon and Flying Socks next, and a long gap to Diatric starting to come home now, but New Act's going to canter in. New Act's going to win by 3 or 4 lengths. Noble Falcon gets up for second. Diatric coming from the clouds has run third. Fourth then Flying Socks. Ben's Magic weakened to be fifth. 2 or 3 lengths away.
Good ride by P. Davis on the last winner of the day. Braw Laddie backed in from 5s into 4s. Braw Laddie getting the money in the final event of the day at Sandown, race 9, the Selby Welter.
And a half further back is Our Baron. They were followed by the Incisor, the Tillitury racing very greenly, and behind it is Daenerys Spitting Image and Lucky Century last into the straight. Dastacati swept up the Shinbone Alley, but Braw Laddie's moved up to join them in the centre. 2 lengths now to My Will, and then Beer Wagon and Glensynd. In the centre, Braw Laddie took the lead now from Dastacati. Glensynd trying to get out. My Will is struggling, and then Beer Wagon. It's Braw Laddie just in front of Dastacati, followed by My Will, Shinbone Alley and Beer Wagon, and Braw Laddie. He's too classy for them, and he beats Dastacati and neck. Third, My Will, just in front of Beer Wagon, then Glensynd, Shinbone Alley.
And that's the program from Sandown yesterday. Let's have a look at the double and treble information from Melbourne. There they are, 2 and 4 the double for $8.70, and the only reasonable payout of the day was the treble down there at Sandown. 8, 2 and 4, the winning combination for $208.05.
The 7-year-old champion hasn't raced since November 1982. The suspensory ligament problem keeps flaring up every time Kingston Town is brought back into race work. The horse is in excellent condition, doing light beach work every day, and the desire to race is still there. Treatment is available in the US. Many horses with similar problems have been treated successfully there. It's now up to veterinary advice. A decision as to whether they think the trip is worthwhile will be made in the next few weeks. If not, there's a very comfortable retirement home set aside for the champion at Kingston Park Stud. But owner David Hains would like to see Kingston Town back in action before his thousands of fans. And if the trip to America gets the go-ahead, racegoers there will also see the Australian champion in action.
If the trip was successful over there, he'd probably have a few runs in America. But that's so far off and so uncertain that there's no point in speculating about that.
Well, there was rain and hail, actually, midway through the Rosehill program yesterday. Changed the track rating from fast to good, but it certainly didn't stop the march of Mick Dittman, who rode the winner of the big one, the Parramatta Cup, on Our Shout, and Dittman now shot to the lead of the Sydney Riders Premiership. But let's go back to race 1 at Rosehill yesterday, won by a very promising youngster, Pecala, at 6-1. 3 City wins now from 7 starts. Came with a stunning burst and a great finish to this race to beat Golden Glimmer by a long head.
Belter 2's looking for inside runs. Final move can't win from its position, and here's Pecala running home nicely at the 200, and Golden Glimmer the leader. 2 on Biscarina, Belter 2 followed by High Above, and Pecala right down the outside, but inside the 200 in front is Golden Glimmer. It's sitting down. Belter 2 and Biscarina are closing with Pecala in front. Golden Glimmer, Belter 2's getting to it on the inside. Pescalaro is flying. They hit the line, all 3 of them. I don't know. I really don't know between Pecala, between Belter 2 and Golden Glimmer. They were on the inside. Pecala's out very deep.
Well, it was a great finish to Pecala, getting the money in the first of the day at Rosehill. On to race 2 now, and a good performance here by Row of Waves, starting at 3-1, beating the 5-4 favourite, Sibley's Review. Row of Waves had to take it pretty wide on the home turn, but did it in style down the main straight to win pretty easily from Sibley's Review.
In front of it and splash $1 back with Sibley's Review. Homeward bound as they fan. Burke's Law moved up to grab Won't Linger and Julius. Row of Waves challenging hard on the outside. Sibley's Review is looking for an out. It's into it now, but it's 3 off the lead as Row of Waves challenge Burke's Law as they come to the 200. Row of Waves took a narrow lead. Sibley's Review wants to hang out. It's coming home well. Row of Waves in front, 2 on Sibley's Review, closing the gap in a hurry, but Row of Waves has too big a lead. Born Red running on, but Row of Waves will win the money. Row of Waves by a length to Sibley's Review, and a nose away third, Born Red. They were followed by...
We saw a very promising horse in race 3, Pashenka's Gem from the TJ Smith stable with Mick Dittman aboard. 7-4 on. Pashenka's Gem being sent out as a hot pot favourite and kept her unbeaten record intact, and will now probably look towards the Golden Slipper.
Bloomingdale, Deliana, Divine Kingdom and Belmont Bell as they turn, and the front runner here, Pashenka's Gem, by a half length on Gin and Bitters, and he's urging Pashenka's Gem along. Gin and Bitters got to it on the outside, is doing better at the moment with 2.50 to run. A break to Great Chance followed by Lucas Side and Gentle Gleam. Gin and Bitters is rolling out at the 200. Pashenka's Gem is fighting back. Pashenka's Gem and Gin and Bitters together. Now Pashenka's Gem is doing better, and the favourite's coming away, and it's going to be too good, Pashenka's Gem. Pashenka's Gem a length and a quarter, Gin and Bitters. 5 or 6 lengths away. Great Chance third from Gentle Gleam.
Very promising racehorse, that one, Pashenka's Gem. On to race 4 now. The winner here, Taron Boy, starting at 7-1 after being backed in from 9-1. Half head to Lord Paddington in another top finish at Rosehill yesterday.
Taron Boy is pulling hard on the inside, looking for an out. Aces being urged along on the outer. Baldior still back on the rails, a length away. Pharaoh's Dream, Lord Paddington asked to go. Further back was Rich Duke, the inside out, very wide. Glen Astor with Lightning Bell. Homeward bound at the 400. Taron Boy got the split to go to the lead from Red as Fire. Getting through the gap as Baldior from Pharaoh's Dream, and down the outside as Lord Paddington. Racing to the 200, he's gone for Taron Boy. It's a length and a half. Pharaoh's Dream, Lord Paddington is closing on the outside. Taron Boy in front, Lord Paddington wearing it down. Taron Boy ridden for dear life. Lord Paddington getting to it. Taron Boy and Lord Paddington split it. Maybe Taron Boy's on the inside. Maybe by a nose to the other one, Lord Paddington, nothing in it. Baldior or Pharaoh's Dream for third.
Charming Cavalier getting the money in race 5, starting at 5-1 with a great ride here by Peter Cook. Upset a couple of big plunges, including a lot of money on Flash Doll.
Solo Lad, 2.5, Flash Doll $1.5 Shakespeare. 2 lengths away, Calm Joe and Tellstone to be called upon for its effort. 3 to Charming Cavalier, it's under heavy riding. Next to last in the race is Tie Anchor and Forward Charge at the rear at the 400. And it's Solo Lad, 2 on Flash Doll, setting out after it. Down the outsiders, and Tell with a big run, followed by Calm Joe and Shakespeare. They're running to the 200. Solo Lad is starting to paddle, but Antel's under the whip, so is Flash Doll. Charming Cavalier's rattling home. Solo Lad falling in a hole. Charming Cavalier and Antel grabbing it. Charming Cavalier and Antel come away. Charming Cavalier doing the better, and Charming Cavalier comes away to win the money. Charming Cavalier 3/4, Antel and a length. Solo Lad followed by Flash Doll.
And in race 6, the Jack Denham stable showed its hand for its Golden Slipper prospects, with Winavi winning here, 11-8 on, and favourite Winavi, and did it very, very easily.
Lassiter's Load Rush for gold on the inside shows the way, a half on Winavi, and out wide as Twin Look from Buton Boy. De Costello between runners. Further back was Movie Maker, Escutcheon, followed by Mondial and Nairu from Double Khan. Winavi said go at the 250. It's over a length on De Costello. Twin Look's the one running on hard. They're followed by Rush for gold and Escutcheon down the outside at the 200. Winarby in front, Twin for Look, I don't think can do any better. Movie Maker and Escutcheon are battling on, but the mail was right and so was the money because it's all Winarby. Escutcheon's battling out for the minors with Twin Look and Movie Maker, but Winarby bolts in by 4 to Escutcheon. Twin Look third and O's in front of Movie Maker.
The 7th at Rosehill yesterday was the big one, the Parramatta Cup, and Mick Dittman claiming yet another feature race. Mick Dittman on Our Shout, the 11-4 favourite. Good ride here by Dittman too, and as I mentioned a little bit earlier, takes him now to the lead in the Sydney Jockeys Premiership.
A length and a half, Ben Cara singing Our Song is coming around them 3 wide. Miller's Forest, the rails, and a length after Lost Valley. Out wider is Coutts Bar Tuna 2, putting itself into the picture from Full Alert. Our Shout is the first one to throw down the gauntlet to Patir at the 300, and now the work's keen. Ben Cara's joining them 3 wide, singing Our Song is 4 deep. Miller's Forest and Coutts Bar were next. Our Shout at the 200, lumping 58 is just the leader from Patir. Ben Cara, Miller's Forest can't get out. It's Our Shout in front. Ben Cara and Miller's Forest are closing on it. Our Shout ridden right out, and Our Shout's too good. Our Shout wins the money. Toss up for second. Oh, the boy on Miller's Forest nearly came down. A 3-way go between Ben Cara, Miller's Forest and
Well, the punters were storming home almost as quickly as Veiled Report did to win the last. Veiled Report starting at 10 to 9 on, making it 3 favourites in a row to finish up the program. The bookies really in the bad books yesterday. They had a bad day at Doomben, and 3 favourites in a row at Rosehill to finish up the program as Veiled Report gets the money.
King and forget the other pair as they turn. Velvet Rocket straightens up in front by a length now on Sounds of Morning. On the inside, Romantic Kingdom giving ground. Here's Veiled Report unwinding, and they're followed by Idle John. Racing to the 300. Velvet Rocket tackled by Sounds of Morning. On the outside, Veiled Report claimed the pair of them. Veiled Report went to the lead from Sounds of Morning at the 200. The favourite, Veiled Report, draws a half in front of Sounds of Morning, clear of Velvet Rocket and Idle John Bill's Babe. But Veiled Report is coming away in the last to a very easy win. Veiled Report by 3 lengths to Sounds of Morning. 4 away third was Velvet Rocket from Bill's Babe.
And that's the program from Rosehill in Sydney yesterday. Let's have a look at the double and treble information from down there. The double 6 and 1, $13.70. The treble 9, 6 and 1 has paid $152.25. Scipio starting at 5 to 4 grabbed the lead in the straight and looked all over the winner, with the punters likely to get away to a good start. But watch Rhythmic starting at 16 to 1, really storming home and fighting back gamely to get the money in the end.
They've got away about 4 lengths in front from Hot Tax, who's well beaten, and then Royal Relco at the head of the others, Old Fox and March of Morn. But the favourite Scipio's taken the lead as they round the corner. 300 metres to go, and he's got a length in front. He's only got to jump the last. In second place, Rhythmic. 6 lengths to Hot Tax. March of Morn running on well, looks a place getter, and Royal Relco. But here's the last coming up, and Scipio about 2 lengths in front from Rhythmic as he draws to it now. Got over it safely. Rhythmic jumped it better. Comes at him again. He's pulled the whip on Scipio. Rhythmic's grabbing him. Scipio and Rhythmic's got up and won again. Rhythmic's won at a nose to Scipio. Third, 3 lengths away, March of Morn, followed by...
Well, it surprised everyone, including the caller. OK, on to race 2 now, and use the space here. The winner starting at 6 to 4 favourite, so finally the punters get a bit of money back. Civitas a half head away in second place. Pretty good performance by Use the Space, battling on in the straight.
Holding the inside a half length away. 4 almost in line. 2 lengths then to Poker Machine, putting in a run from Prince of Habit, and then came Star of Riviera. 4 in line on the corner. Use the Space might be just in front of Priam's Last. Civitas, Cindy's Peel struggling along the inside, and then came Prince Habit into the straight. Civitas and Use the Space together from Priam's Lass. Nothing between Civitas, Use the Space. They're both under the whip. Use the Space ahead in front now with 20 to go. He's riding hard. Civitas coming at it. Use the Space on the insides, one of the nose. To Civitas. Prince Habit on the outside got up for third, just in front of Priam.
Well, we saw the emergence of a brilliant youngster in race 3, Contemplation is its name, starting at 6 to 1, and it was a great performance. Been plagued by injury and shin soreness, has taken a long time to get on the track, but when it arrived, it certainly arrived in style. Yesterday at Moonee Valley, Contemplation, a name to remember for the future.
Almost make a line of 3, Rackles Pride. 2 lengths to Solitaire Love, moving past Fearless Desire. Contemplation's well back as they come to the corner. 3 in line at the 400, Lemon Bitter headed True Style. On the outside, Rackles Pride. Looking for the run is Solitaire Love. Contemplation's putting in a mighty run round the outside of the field. Into the straight, Lemon Bitter just led True Style. Solitaire Love's run into a shocking pocket, and coming at them, Contemplation. Lemon Bitter just in front of True Style, but Contemplation putting up the impossible performances now. Got to the lead out wide, and it's going to win. What a horse. Contemplation, a long neck, Lemon Bitter. Solitaire Love ran third. Not a lot of...
Well, if that was an impossible performance, the next one was most unlikely, to say the least. Lemon Princess, who's been unlucky in its last couple of starts. We highlighted that last Sunday on the show when it flashed home to run into the place. But yesterday, finally got the money. Lemon Princess starting at 2-to-1 favourite, so the punters stuck with her. Big finish to win by a half length from Bumblebee, and really storming home this horse from way back in the field.
Around them with a fast run. Then Dusky Joy. Lemon Princess, I think, looks out of it. It's back third last. Obliging Miss at the 400, a length and a half to Gilded, and on the outside, Bumblebee. 2 lengths, Priceless Prue gone from Shari Ruler, finishing strongly. Then Dusky Joy, Twilight Miss, Aldith dropped out of it, and next Lemon Princess. Gilded went up the join, Obliging Miss, and they're well clear of Bumblebee and Shari Ruler into the straight. Immediately, Gilded took the lead on the outside, drew a length and a half to Obliging Miss. Bumblebee running on the outside, and Lemon Princess from nearly last might nearly get up. Lemon Princess flying down the outside, she'll make it. Lemon Princess has won it ahead to Gilded, close for third, 3 of them in it there, and they are Shari.
Race 5 was the Coca-Cola Bottlers Handicap, and as you saw at the start of the show, bad luck for Sans Rival, one of the top sprinters in the country. Won the Oakley Plate last year, but Sans Rival took a very, very heavy tumble around the 700-metre mark and had to be destroyed. The race was eventually won by Segovian Rhythm. It was back from 12s into 8s, and Ideal Planet was pretty close up but had no luck in running, so play to watch Ideal Planet. I think there's the fall there.
Ideal Planet, he's down. The boy bowled along, sits up as they come up by the 450 now. Segovian Rhythm out wide has gone up to join Mr. Magic in the lead. Here's Quabo wide, and Ideal Planet keeps running into their backsides. Segovian Rhythm took the lead narrowly from Mr. Magic with Quabo out after them. Segovian Rhythm in front. Ideal Planet still held up. Segovian Rhythm clear. Quabo wearing him down on the outside under the whips, finishing the bit of it. Segovian Rhythm still a neck in front. Quabo lunging at him on the line. Going to be close. No, Segovian Rhythm, I think, a nose to Quabo. Mr. Magic third. Ideal Planet.
Ideal Planet, very unlucky. Let's have a look at that fall again, which brought the end of the racing career for Sans Rival. Around about the 600-700 metre mark, young jockey Scarlett was very lucky to get away with this without injury. Catapulted over the top of Sans Rival. Sans Rival broke a shoulder and had to be destroyed, as I mentioned. Fortunately, the jockey Scarlett was okay. Right, race 6, What a Nuisance, 11-8. The punters right on target again, 2 lengths to Great Flood. What a Nuisance having to cover quite a deal of extra ground, but got the money fairly easily.
And on the outside, Great Flood join it. They've careered away from Our Winch, and then My Bardia Bill. But on the corner, What a Nuisance, he's still got a stranglehold on this. A half length in front of Great Flood, 1 to Gayson, 4 lengths to Our Winch at the head of the others from My Bardia Bill. But he's still got a stranglehold on the leader, What a Nuisance. Straightened a length and a half in front. Now he goes for it from Great Flood, and Gayson battling on, and ridden out hands and heels. What a Nuisance, a pretty smart horse, canters in. Wins by 2.5 lengths to Great Flood, 2 lengths away third, Gayson, 6 lengths to Miss Brewery.
So another pretty smart horse, 2 in race 7, Shipway, starting at odds on, won by 3/4 of a length. Robert Heffernan riding, making a double for Heffernan yesterday. Good ride too on Shipway, but did it pretty easily.
Followed by Miss Centrefold, and back near the rear is Turn the Key as they settle down. Heart of Hearts is one of the last with Celestial Cell. 400 out, Shipway the inside. Baganti having a go at it now, 3 deep, and they're together a length and a half. They're Burnt Vein Explorer off and coming into the picture. Guyana out wide, and wider out Miss Centrefold. Shipway hung on the turn. Baganti drew level with it. He's gone for the whip on Shipway. Baganti put its head in front. Shipway's not finding a lot. Now it's fighting back. Baganti just in front. Shipway draws level again. It might be going better. Shipway it is. And Shipway draws away on the line to win 3/4 of a length to Baganti. Miss Centrefold flying home a half length away third from Abergavenny.
All the punters were slightly astray in the last event of the day at Moonee Valley yesterday. The money went on War Knight and Chesterfield, both being sent out fairly heavily backed, but they were upset by Battered Braid, who also did it very easily, starting at 8-1, won by 2 lengths after sweeping it past them at the home turn.
Well from Chesterfield now coming round the outside. They're followed by Kimberley Jade, Gala Mascot, Arctic Thunder and Stain in the Rain. With 400 to go, War Knight's being hard ridden. He's only a head in front of Trigg, and on the outside now Battered Braid, and here's Chesterfield with his big run. War Knight hanging, he's interfered with Trigg. Battered Braid's claimed War Knight. Trigg is third, and then Chesterfield and Gala Mascot from the rear. But Battered Braid raced away from War Knight and Chesterfield halfway down the straight, and Battered Braid's going on to win it well. Scores by about 2.5 lengths. War Knight's hung on to run second. Chesterfield third, and Nostril in front of Gala.
That's the program from Moonee Valley yesterday. As I mentioned, that tinge of sadness with Sans Rival having to be destroyed in the main race of the day, the Coca-Cola Bottlers Handicap. Let's have a look at the double and treble information. From the south yesterday, 1-7 and 1 the treble for $68.50, 7 and 1 the double has paid $30.60.
So the Australasian